Hey there friends, I hesitated about bringing this video to you guys today because I didn't want to bring or at least shine any more light on people who might be doing something simply to get attention. And what I'm talking about is the killer, who I think is a hate crime killer, who did the rampage attack at the grocery store where she stabbed the mother in the shoulder and a 3-year-old young man in his face and in his back, unprovoked. Now it's come out, we didn't know before, that she was a thief also. I guess we could have assumed that. But we didn't. But she did, in fact, steal the butcher knife that she stole from the store next door to the grocery store, went into the grocery store, crossed this mother and her 3-year-old son as they were exiting the store, walked behind them. The mother, unfortunately, did not either see them or was not paying attention, stabbed the baby in the face and in the back, and then stabbed the mom in the shoulder. She killed the 3-year-old baby. We talked about it when it came out last week. Every indication is it is a hate crime. She did not know this mother. She did not know the 3-year-old. She was unprovoked. Nothing had happened. Apparently drugs were not even in her system. It's also come out, oddly enough, talk about scraping the bottom of the barrel, that she was also a state worker. She worked for the government, but she worked in the, get this, the child care area of the government. That's right. That's who the government hires. In some cases, not every case, obviously. I'm not going to generalize like that. But that's who the government could hire. And in many cases, because of token hiring, probably is hiring. Well, she's had her initial day in court, right? And you have to see this if you haven't seen it already. This is why I talked myself into showing this video today, because I wasn't even going to address this. But this was important to me because regular people like you and I, we need to see stuff like this. Had this mother seen the face of evil like this, realizing that she had constitutional carry in the state of Ohio, maybe she would have made better choices. Now, maybe she's one of these anti-gun fanatics who thinks that all guns are bad, and the law enforcement, who were right across the street, could save her and her 3-year-old instead. Obviously, that is a myth. It's important that we see evil for what it is. We can be blissfully ignorant all day long and be happy in our little corners of the world, and you know what? Maybe die happy and ignorant. But I don't want my son to die because I'm ignorant. So I feel like I'm doing a service to everybody out there, showing the face of evil in this video that I'm about to play, so that you can see and hopefully protect your children a little bit better, realizing how unsuspecting this face of evil that might be walking around us on a daily basis, how prevalent it is, and that it is an absolute real danger among us.
2903.11A1 and or endangering children in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2919.22B2. Count 4 alleges that on or about June 3, 2024, the defendant did knowingly cause serious physical harm to J.W. on date of birth 10/29/2020. Count 5 alleges that on or about June 3, 2024, the defendant did torture or cruelly abuse J.W., date of birth 10/29/2020, a child under 18 years of age, and furthermore, the violation resulted in serious physical harm to J.W., date of birth 10/29/2020. Count 6 alleges that on or about June 3, 2024, the defendant did attempt to purposely cause the death of Margot Wood. Count 7 alleges that on or about June 3, 2024, the defendant did attempt to cause the death of Margot Wood as a proximate result of the offender committing or attempting to commit an offense of violence that is a felony of the first or second degree, to wit, felonious assault, Ohio Revised Code Section 2901.11A1. Count 8 alleges that on or about June 3, 2024, the defendant did knowingly cause serious physical harm to Margot Wood. Count 9 alleges that on or about June 3, 2024, the defendant did, knowing that an official proceeding or investigation was in progress or was about to be or likely to be instituted, alter, destroy, conceal, or remove any record, document, or thing with the purpose to impair its value or availability as evidence in such proceeding or investigation. Count 10 alleges that on or about June 3, 2024, the defendant did with purpose to deprive the owner, Volunteers of America store, of property or services, to wit, knives, knowingly obtain or exert control over either the property or services without the consent of the owner or the person authorized to give consent. I have now read the indictment to you. Do you wish to enter a plea of not guilty?
Sí.
Pardon me?
Sí.
What's same mean? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. I understand the victims are represented and they want to make a comment before I set bond. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Now this next portion of the video is disturbing in a different way. This is the father of the 3-year-old who was stabbed and killed by this nutbag, racist, psychopath, sociopath, whatever. Maybe most of those things rolled into one. I hesitate about saying I would have done this or I would have done that, because a lot of people do that. And man, I really try not to do that as best I can. I know I'm just as guilty as everybody else about trying to say what I would have done in that heat of the moment, but you really don't know. I don't know how this father contained himself. I don't know how he could walk 10 feet from the person who killed his 3-year-old son who had done nothing. From a morality standpoint, the kid had probably never even said so much as a white lie in his 3 years being on this earth. So I don't know how, and I'm not faulting the father in any kind of way. I'm actually applauding his restraint. I don't know how he contained himself being this close to his son's killer. Check this out.
Good morning, sir. Could you start with your name?
My name is Jared Wood, father of the deceased, husband of Margot. Your Honor, that day, 1 week ago, she took everything from us. There's nothing that could ever replace my son, or anything that my wife and I, or even our other kids, are going through. It's horrendous. I really wish no bail, period, or extend it to the max limit possible that you can, at the very least. Just do whatever you can to keep this monster behind bars.
Thank you, sir. Is there anything else you would like to say?
That'll be it. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
It's really sad, man. There's not much you can say about this. I mean, the court is, the case is going to be coming up soon. I don't know if we're looking at the true face of evil here, or if we're looking at a maniac, somebody who has a screw loose, somebody who is snapped, somebody who is mentally not all there. I imagine the screening process for the government job this person had was probably pretty weak. In other words, she checked most of the boxes already just by showing up. So it's very unlikely that the criteria was set very high for this person to get this job. She could have been crazy her whole life. But it's hard to, obviously we haven't seen the court case and we haven't spoken to this person. It's hard to tell if this is it's one of two things. It's a racist who didn't see this 3-year-old and the mother as human beings, saw them as things, not people, or crazy and not living in a world of reality. It's one of those two things. There's just no way this person with any sense of sanity could have stabbed this child and mother, especially a 3-year-old baby, 3-year-old child, and thought of that child as any other child. It's almost like the old days whenever white people who hated black people, equally racist, didn't view black people as human. I see that this person, again, if she's not certifiable or crazy, then she did not see this 3-year-old white boy as a human being and did not see him as an equal. Because if she's not crazy and she can sit there and smile and laugh and wink and cut up, she's still not showing any remorse. Therefore, she never saw this young man as a human or as an equal to her. So there's only 2 things that we can take away from this. I'm still surprised they're not trying to say any kind of hate crime, which I disagree with hate crimes anyway. But if you're going to have hate crimes, you have to apply them across the board equally and fairly, right? And we don't see that. I'm not trying to give this person an out by any stretch. And this could be an act, by the way, but I don't know that it is. But I'm almost more inclined after seeing this video to think that this person is just crazy. I don't know how a person, even with hate in their heart and being that racist, could be that unresponsive from a guilt standpoint, killing a 3-year-old baby. Can you imagine? If someone ran a red light in front of you and you ran into them and their 3-year-old died, you would live that over and over in your mind, probably for the rest of your life. I think I would. And this person's just laughing and cutting up. Something's not registering right in this person's head. All I know is whatever this person has in them, it can't be rehabilitated out. I'm sorry. This is too in this person. Again, whether it's insanity or whether it's just racism to the point of not seeing another person as an equal or as a human. One of those 2 things exists in this person's mind. And I don't know that you can rehabilitate either one of those. So I will be doing some checking to see if Ohio has a death penalty. And if they do, I'm going to say some prayers that this monster gets the death penalty. And hopefully this father and this mother can get at least a little bit of peace from a justice standpoint. But I have a very strong feeling that an insanity plea is probably on the way based on this video alone.
God save the Queen, man.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America. He's so horrible.